In this episode tonight, coming up, it's more chat about football.
Hello! Hey! One more show near the first year. Hooray!
Hey, there you go.
Good evening, welcome to Corby Radio. Where?
Corby Radio, yeah. Welcome to Corby Town TV, not radio.
No, Corby Town TV. This is on YouTube channel, and please, if you're watching this, hit the thingy button. Subscribe and the notification button. See? It's not on the script. I haven't read it there. That's why. Welcome back, and I hope you're enjoying all the football kind of related things here on Corby Town TV. So, Michael! That's Michael. I'm Chuck. Hello. I don't like doing this because it really I kind of think, and when we mention these things, it's because I've read it somewhere else. And it's then, we're almost poking at people. But
Are we?
Yeah. Somebody said to us, it was on a chat the other day, that Chuck and Michael, I think they're leading with me, or rather than you. Chuck and Michael, what they know about football could be written on the back of a postage stamp.
I saw that.
Yeah?
And
I wouldn't mind, but I've got a postage stamp at home, right? 6 foot by 6 foot! It's enormous! And I've written all the stuff I know about football on it. It is huge! I know lots, apparently. Lots.
Reading some of the comments, there's things in there you just can't ask an interview. You just can't go down that road.
Oh, you mean when we interview managers often?
Yeah. That's not what interviews are about.
Well, my own opinion. We both do it. At the end of a game, I want the manager to tell me about what happened in that game.
Correct.
Right? I've got to mention, because I'm recording them not just for the podcast and for Corby Town. I'm recording them for the radio. Both radios, BBC Radio Northampton and Corby Radio, and it goes out on the NPL podcast, and it's also used in other places. So it goes out there, and I have to kind of sum up that game that day. That's why we do it. And I can't really, because apart from doing it for radio, I'm also doing it on behalf of Corby Town. Therefore, I can't really steam into a player that's had a bad game, because we've got to satisfy the need and not kind of cause a problem with players that are playing for the team. That's not right either, is it? So. I know what you're talking about in that conversation, because he said, well, why don't you say, he never touched the ball more than 4 times? It's not me to pick. That's the manager's job. If he thought somebody had a bad game on pitch, that's for the manager to put him up in the changing room.
One of the things I learned from doing it, and very basic, a bit like Chuck, you get the information of how the manager saw the game go. You try and pick up any injuries, and and maybe talk about games coming up, and you kind of limit it to that. You can't go, this is a style of play that we play. It's not what we want. We expect this so many months down the line. They're not questions that you ask in an interview, unless you're an outside news person.
That is the big difference. That is the huge difference.
Like the Sun. Yeah. We work for the club. So we're trying to get information. Yeah. We're not out there to crucify people, and that's the point.
The newspapers, they're just looking for a story. They're looking for any kind of light that they can use as clickbait on. That's about clickbait, isn't it? On social media. So I'm not likely to say to Gary after a 4-0 win, Gary, tremendous 4-0 win this afternoon, but why aren't you playing more like Tottenham Hotspur? Because that isn't going to happen. It isn't relevant. So thanks for your comments. We'll appreciate them, and we'll take them on board and ignore them. I knew he would laugh there. I knew he would laugh.
Who knows? Maybe the said individuals want to come on and sit on here with Gary.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Other things that are happening at the club behind the scenes, just to say, because I've seen it happening this week, there has been emails going out about the name for the new clubhouse.
They have indeed, yes. I saw that. There's several names there.
There are several names. It's pointless us discussing it now because apparently the name has been chosen. Well, not at the moment. The name will be chosen and it will be announced. I'm trying to do this in the future, in the past. It will be chosen and it will be announced at the Hinckley game on Saturday.
Okay, yeah.
So this won't go out until after that game. So you'll already know what it is. But I would imagine.
But I'm sure he'll put a little video out telling you.
Yeah. So we'll get that out there. And I think people have also, not that they're going to come coming on watching the podcast for information like this, there is a Bad Manners gig. It is happening on the 29th of February. It looks like it's called Going Ahead. But those people have asked, we've got a list of emails from everybody who bought tickets. And there are a few tickets left, but that information will be available soon, and hopefully there'll be an announcement by the club about that about that event.
That's good.
Buster at Corby. Maybe we'll get Buster Bloodvest in a Corby Town shirt.
Maybe.
Right. What else is happening? That's about all I know from behind the scenes.
Is it really?
I think so.
There's stuff that you don't know.
Well, yeah, not prior to everything. We were meant to have a couple of people in tonight. They couldn't make it. We've also had, because there have been people saying, where are all the people? Where are the people you interview? So, and Phil and Sheila have contacted us.
They're coming in next week, aren't they?
Next week. So we can talk about other things at the club, apart from the first team and the new name for the bar and all that goings. But you know more about the ladies' football team yourself.
I've got a fair idea about what's going on now because, there's regular reports and things like that go up, so we can try and keep you more up to date, because the reports go. It feels very good, to be fair.
Yeah.
His reports go up the day of the match, more or less.
We've got a timer.
What happened there?
Yeah, we don't want that bit, do we? We don't want that bit. I had it. Yeah, I've got it up on my phone. First off, what I will say, as far as the ladies concerned, I'm just having a look at that. The ladies would like to thank KB Demolition Limited for their kind sponsorship of their ladies' winter jackets.
Winter jackets. This is a training top that they've been wearing, obviously, before the games. Keeps them warm when they're training before the game. So, yeah, well done.
And we'll put a picture of that on here for you.
K what? KL. KB. I can't read that without moving.
KB
Demolition. So, thanks, KB Demolition. I don't know who you are. But KB Demolition, if you need any demolition work, contact KB Demolition. Because it's true, isn't it? Because if they're affiliated with the club, you need some demolition. I think Tom Moore's already got his house demolished by somebody else, so he won't be needing that.
Does that mean they blow things up?
Yeah. No, Tom Moore's house, Colonel Tom.
Oh, right.
They built that huge extension that wasn't really part of what they did. They're taking it apart brick by brick. They're actually good, because it's better for the environment. Take it apart, take all the root tiles off, use them again.
Anyways, going back to the ladies. The ladies had another game last Sunday. They played Brackley Town Saints. They played away. They were 2-0 down within 10 minutes. But they fought back to have a 4-3 victory.
Get in there.
That's the fourth game under Phil and the fourth victory in a row, which leaves them 1 point outside the top two.
They're third.
They're third, yeah, but it's very, very, very tight now.
Right.
Very tight.
What do you think he's done? I haven't spoken to Phil Toon, but what do you think he's done?
Sometimes just a change of manager has its effect. I know, I'm not privy to Phil's training or
Techniques, his
management.
His tic-tacs.
Yeah.
Eh? Do you think, you might have said, right, everybody, before you go out the game, I'm giving you 1 can of Red Bull, eh?
Anyways, let's get away from his stuff. Well done, Steel Women. Goals were scored by Hannah, Ellie, Maddie, and Shannon. Woman of the match was Maddie. Sorry, there are no first names here or second names. I'm just reading that as it says on the match report. Now, the match report you can find via the club website, and it comes under Corby Town Ladies. All these match reports are done by Phil Toon, and they're loaded up the day of the game or the day after, and they're all there to find. All we're doing is reading them out for you.
I think they've also got a Twitter account, and they've also got a Instagram account. I know the Instagram account because I've posted stuff to it myself. So yeah, it's all good. The communication's there. If you're a young girl and you want to play football, contact the club. If you think it's worthwhile coming up here and watching the game, do that as well. Why not? Bring them some money coming in. And their other sponsors, one of them is, it's not really fair to only mention one, but I know that one is the Royal Tandoori Curry House, and Milex Engineering is another one.
Yep, you got that spot on, yeah.
Thanks again to those businesses that support anybody here involved at Corby Town Football Club. That's at any level, any team.
And like I said last week, I'll keep saying it, the fulltime.fa.com, Corby Town Ladies FC. Put that in and it will bring up how they're doing, fixtures and the league table.
It's all there on the web, the interweb. What else you got then? Academy.
Youth team. Youth team are going to go through a difficult period, really. They were supposed to have a game on Monday that got called off.
What was it called off?
No, I think it was something to do about the opposition couldn't raise a team.
Oh, right, okay, cool.
But, could be 101 things with 18s. So that was another fixture they weren't able to play. They're now in a position where they've got 10 league games still to play, I think. Then they've got the whole of the James Shield. Now, with the James Shield last year, they play home and away, and there was 5 or 6 teams in their group, so 5. So that's another 8 games. So that's 18 games, plus 2 cup games. They've got more games probably than the first team have got left.
And not only that, they've got so many players from their team being used Saturday afternoons playing Corby Town on the bench.
Well, they're certainly on the bench, aren't they? So, so there is going to be a backlog of fixtures, and I would expect, and I'm not saying this is it, I would expect they're going to have fixtures in May.
Yeah.
I know they can't play any fixtures after the end of May because June there's no football at all as a rule of thumb. They do have a fixture coming up Monday after the Hinckley game. So the day this podcast comes out, they're at home here against Holbeach United. And in the reverse fixture, earlier in the season, they beat Holbeach 2-1.
So what you'll do is at 6 o'clock, you'll watch this podcast on YouTube Live, and then you'll come to Steel Park and watch the YouTube.
And I'll put an advert out.
And because it's true to say, it was a terrible mix-up with the team sheet on, and I'm not having a go, Macca. There was a mix-up with the team sheet, whereas Matty Slynn was playing number 4 and also playing number 13. That was wrong. What number 13 should have said was Stanley Roberts, because he was on the bench as a reserve keeper. So Stanley didn't get his mention over the tannoy system. Oh, I tell you, you think people in theatricals are divas. Footballers, nightmare. So, well done, Stan, you're on the bench. But yeah.
Very, very good.
Pick it all up.
Yeah, first team, last game. Before we go any further, I'm going to raise it. There was an incident at the last game, okay? And there's a statement being put out on the club site.
Very, very quickly it was put out on the club site.
It was, and it was to do with, read the statement, I'll put it on here, and maybe Chuck, in his own way, wants to describe what happened.
There was an incident with a fan, we'll call him a so-called fan. I think if you listen to the interview with Gary directly after the game, he called him, and I quote, moron. But it was a fan who described one of Spalding's players, because this was the game versus Spalding, who lost 2-1. Very tight game. I'd have to say that I think Corby gave it all they had.
Yep.
And I think they just kind of didn't quite have enough to get them over the line. But around about 70 minutes, 75 minutes into the game, a fan made a racial abuse at one of Spalding's players. I think he left the play field, which obviously as a player you're not meant to do. Spoke to the instigator. The ref was called over. There was some argy-bargy on the bench. I was the other side of the pitch. It was very difficult for me to see what's going on because the ball was still down at the goal touchline area. But a fan was taken out of the crowd and escorted out the ground and has now got a life ban. I'd have to say the club have dealt with it. The police weren't involved, though there is still an option for that to happen. I think it's probably safe to say. He was an older person, so, it's probably somebody who's been supporting Corby Town for a very long time, but that's no excuse. We can't tolerate, we can't accept, and we can't, put up with the attitudes of some people on the touchline talking to players in a derogatory manner. It's right what happened, we've got him out of the ground, he's banned from life, and he won't be back.
Well said, I couldn't say it any better. We don't want it.
Yeah, don't need it.
Anyways. Right, going on to the game, I thought we did, like you say, I thought we did very well. We had 2 new faces in. Just to say, Dan Wallace was recalled by Stamford. Whether we'll see Dan again, I don't know. We've got in Tom Finch from Cambridge United.
Great player, great keeper. He's only 18.
Yep.
Good player, knew what he was doing, and he pulled off 3 or 4 decent saves.
Yep.
And I don't put any of the goals down his fault at all. I think, it was just, I didn't see their first goal. I believe it was a header, but it's...
Oh, their first goal, basically what happened with the first goal is they let Sam Warburton dance round 3 or 4 of them, and then the ball just bobbed up and the guy just smashed it in. Goalie had no chance.
So, I think it's a good acquisition. I think if we've got good connections with Cambridge United, that's a good thing. I wouldn't mind going. I would go to the Cambridge United team. I wouldn't mind going to see one day.
The other player that came in was Ruben Marshall.
He played a good game.
He did play a good game, and again, we seem to have got really good links with Peterborough United.
Yeah, certainly.
We've had a few lads from there. Harry Thomas was one of them.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of others, and they've gone out of my head.
Wait, you've got you're right. It's got a short name and all. But Harry, obviously, we don't know what's happened to him yet because he was out with that injury.
Yeah.
And Ben was the other one.
He came from Kingsley.
Yeah.
Ben Isaacson, and the guy I was thinking of was Ollie Rose.
Ollie Rose, good player, little player, dark brown. As for Ruben, I saw Ruben in the bar. I'm sure, would you believe this? He didn't know who I was.
We've got him for the rest of the season, haven't we?
And it would be nice if there's a bit more interaction, but he was here, I think, with his mum and his partner. There's nothing wrong with that. But I did say to him, good player, and well done today. So, we'll see him again when we're home here at the weekend, and we'll be chatting about him, no doubt, next week. So, yeah, be nice to get a couple of goals.
Yep. First team fixtures, we have a free Saturday on the 10th. The 10th of February, there is no Corby Town game.
Tottenham are playing at 3 o'clock, they're playing Brighton.
Yeah.
I said there's one ticket. There's one ticket available. I like this. There's one ticket. It's in the premium box, so you get nibbles and cheap and all this kind of guidance. 449 quid. I'm thinking. Aside of that, I'll go down to the British Museum. The Natural History Museum, and see some dinosaurs. Do you like dinosaurs?
I do like dinosaurs, yeah. Anyways, let's get back to the football, right? After go away. After the 10th, okay, we're doing the football bit first, then you can wrap it on. After the 10th, the next game is on the 17th, and that is away to Lytown.
Which is in Starbridge, boy. Starbridge.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a 40-minute journey.
Yeah, it's a bit of a long way away. It's our longest away fixture of the season. I don't know if there's a bus going yet. There may be, because it's a new ground. We've never been there before.
I have.
So, that's because we've got a very short month, and we've got a couple of fixtures, obviously dead rubbers, I think they call them, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah, when we haven't got a game on. So
we are back here on the 24th.
yeah.
And I think we're against Coventry Sphinx.
Sphinxies. And yes, and then it's the 29th of February. So if you're unmarried and your girlfriend is round, just lock her away for a day. It stops her from asking you that question. Anyway, do you like dinosaurs?
I love dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dinosaurs, they're true and they're real. Yeah?
Are they?
Yeah, which proves there's no God.
I've got 300 in my house. They're my grandsons. They're everywhere. Dinosaurs.
You stand on them.
Oh, they're big.
Are
Some
they?
of them are a bit this big.
They're huge, actually. Some of them are really big.
They're way bigger and they're way small, and they're the ones that you can't see, and you stand on them when you go in the garden and you're barefoot.
Is that worse than standing on a Lego brick?
Oh, terrible. Yeah. If they get in the grooves in the patio and their bottoms are pointed up, you know.
Taylor. Of course, 150 million years ago, the dinosaurs were on the planet, and they were on the planet for a longer period than we've been on the planet.
Really?
Yeah. And then the other great fact there is, I mentioned this before, I was holding the humerus bone of a woolly rhinoceros. It's quite heavy, it's quite big, and that was only 10,000 years ago, because they only came along. Yeah, they're sooner. It's like the saber-toothed cat. That's only 10,000. I know I'm boring you now. Come on, football!
Anyways, let's get back to the football, right? So we're talking about our league, okay? And where we are in our league. Mm-hmm. So we're looking at the top six or whatever, all the teams up there. I think it's fair to say it's going to be a struggle for us to get up there.
Yeah.
So who do you think will go on and win the league?
Well, I think there's only I'd like to say there's only two teams that can do it. And that is Market Harbour Town and Tulip Spalding. I don't think there's any other team that can do it. And if Anstey no mates make it, I don't think they should go because I don't think the ground's good enough.
There is something to be said for that, really.
Because I mean, every step league you have to match the league remit of what that ground has to attain, and I don't think they've got the stand or the seating available to be moved up in the league.
That's a fair point.
So, and not only that, we've both been to grounds, and you just think, how has this got into this division? You know, places like Wantage, like North, that place we went to,
Northley.
Yeah, Northley. Yeah, we battered them, didn't we?
The one with the sloping pitch.
Yeah.
They actually went up to the next league, you know.
Oh, how? It's not right. And you not only that, you go in there and haven't even got a bar. And it's as I said before, I think the stipulation that any team in this league should offer Wi-Fi to people that are working at the grounds, and because nowadays it seems very, very important that the league want updates, with the football web pages want updates, people want updates from grounds because they're away grounds and therefore the home fixture fans, they need to know what's happening. And I just think that there should be free Wi-Fi, but I also think it should be paid for by the FA.
Fair enough.
Not having to go to other football grounds. I'm saying the FA should get their hands in their pocket. They make enough money off TV rights. Get it dripping down to non-league football.
I was going to say Kidlington.
That's the team. Yes.
Did you know Kidlington, right? And
They've got a big manor house in Bottom Street.
They have, and they actually haven't shelled food on the site, if I remember. There's no hot food, but there's an Uber Eats next door. So I think you order it. Anyways, here's a ground that is actually never shut. I think there is a public rite of passage or a public footpath that goes directly through the grounds of the football ground. So when people come into the ground, they pay their £10 to watch, Joe Bloggs and his dog can walk in the other end when there's nobody there because it's his public right to walk through. Stop halfway through and watch the game.
Well, there you go. That's non-league football for you, and that's why we.
And they're at our level.
Yeah, but
I don't know. Maybe it's changed.
As I say, we've been in some bad ground, some. Yeah. Well, if we consider, because Corby have played in so many leagues and so many different leagues and played north and south, and well, we've been at so many grounds, it's unbelievable. Even grounds in London, and that's quite unheard of, thanks to Isthmian, who really should, as I've said so many times before, just stop being London-centric and open up their borders. But there you go. Yeah, we've been to so many grounds. There you go.
And the other thing is, our near neighbours, Corby Town, they actually, Nuneaton, have done them a huge favour because they were in the bottom 4. Now Nuneaton are folders, if you don't know. They're no more, as they were. So therefore, all their results never expunged and they drop all the way to the bottom. And therefore, the gap between Kettering and the bottom 3 now is about 6 points or something.
And another disappointing Kettering comment is the fact that because Tottenham were beaten 1-0 by Man City last week, Kettering Town are the chief and top goal scorers ever in the FA Cup competition.
Yeah, we hear that every year.
Yeah, but it just means they've played more games than anybody else, and therefore they're likely to score goals because they've got to play against some tiddy old minnows in the lower rounds. But I'm sure Tottenham will come back and take that again, because the other team, the team in third spot in that title chase, is Arsenal, and they're not in the FA Cup either.
Yeah, that's right.
So there won't be any change there towards the end of the season.
Arsenal won the other night, didn't they?
Who?
Arsenal.
Don't know who that.
Yeah, they beat Forest.
Don't know who that.
2-1.
Never heard of him.
Our goalie's absolutely useless. He's given away about 4 goals. You know, we've lost 9 points or something stupid because of our goalkeeper. How can you get beat through your legs at the near post? Anyways, don't start me because I'm annoyed.
Ben Wallace is available.
Ben Wallace?
Oh, yeah.
Dan Wallace.
Ben.
Anyways,
Apologies, yeah.
yeah, don't get me started. So, yeah, that's where we are. Anyways, my personal thing is I think it's going to be really tight between those 3. And I think it is those 3, you know, Harborough, Anstey or Spalding.
The clubhouse, the old name, it will be changing. Check press for details. Will be coming under the umbrella of Corby Town, and anything made in the clubhouse, will now go directly into the football club, which wasn't the case before. It was a separate entity, and only money raised on match days was going into the club. So there's obviously lots of people make speculations about it, but that's the case. So there should be more money available. Therefore, we can bring in more players, and we can make our way out of this league, like we have been saying for the last 6 years.
That's one of the questions, right? And maybe this is just, I mean, I don't drink, so I'm not bothered either way. You know, a lot of our supporters go down Wetherspoons at the bottom of the road, right?
Yes.
And I guess they go down there because the beer's cheaper.
No. I've had a word with some of the supporters about this. Not all of them, just some of the supporters, and it comes back to the bus. Where can they get the bus when they go to the away games? So they want to go to the away games, and they want to be before they go on the bus, and they get the bus at Spoons. An awful pub, don't use them. What they're saying is now we should be able to open the bar and have a beer in here and then get on the bus from here.
That's what we did the day we went to Poole.
Indeed. Yeah. So,
because we all came back here after the game.
Yeah.
After we all travelled, and it was great.
Yeah.
The atmosphere was great.
I don't remember it, but I've seen the pictures.
Why don't you remember?
No, what I mean is, I don't remember coming back on the bus, but I remember being at the here, and I've seen pictures of me here. So it's a weird thing.
Am I allowed to say there's actually more people on the bus on the way back than there was on the way down?
So yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I don't know how, I must have gone on the bus. I must have gone on the bus. I remember getting there because I was sitting with John Dunham and Chris Holland from BBC Radio Northampton was there as well. So, but there was lots of people there. There was of people there, wasn't there, from Corby? So, 1,000 people from Corby. There's 2,000 again. So that's tremendous. But it's weird. What happens when you have a drink and you forget things? I couldn't remember. I looked back at an old programme of a music event I went to. And I looked back and went, shit, what? And I thought, I don't even remember that. And I was looking at some old photos today, and I've actually got pictures at Phoenix Festival, and I've got a picture of David Bowie on stage, and I was saying for years, I don't remember it at all. I don't remember it. I think I must have missed the Thursday night.
Phoenix Festival, that was years ago.
Well, they had 3 of them, yeah, at Long Marsh in Staffordshire. So I have seen Bowie 6 times and not 5. But hey, can't see him again. Great artist.
Very good. Very good.
Where else have we got to talk about tonight?
There's always something to talk about.
Now, I did say last week, for podcast watchers, last week I did mention about the Corby Town badge, didn't I?
The badge.
The badge.
This thing.
Which you're wearing on your hat, yeah.
Yep.
And I said it has changed a bit over the years,
Yep.
and I'm going to collate together lots of different images of the badge. And I have done, but I haven't passed them to Michael because there's a few more I need to collect. So I've got about 8 different badges at the moment.
Wow.
That Corby Town have used on their kits or in their social media. I mean, when we're talking social media, I'm talking 15 years ago. This was on email. This used to turn up in the programs, the matchday programs. So I will collect them all, and we can have a look at them and zoom through, and then we can maybe say, oh, this was one of the better ones, or this was one of the worst ones, or this was really not that good at all. But we can, and we could even do a poll, couldn't we?
Could be.
Can we do a poll on
Pole
YouTube?
dance.
Yeah, on YouTube. Can we do a poll?
We can.
I'm sure that
You missed that.
I'm sure that one would win though. This one on his app.
Okay, we can do a poll. Anyone wants to see Chuck do a pole dance?
Not with these dogs. I've been walking that dog. It's giving me 10 silver.
Oh.
Pulling it back. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
How is your mum?
Yeah, she moved to Kettering. So
Oh, okay. Well,
no, because
she moved.
hospital's filthy. Allegedly. So, yes, but we're all looking forward to the game here at Steel Park on Saturday. Can't really say much about it because it hasn't happened yet, and you're watching this on Monday. So
Yep, yeah, and it'll always be that.
But we're looking forward to it.
We are looking forward to it. Always looking forward to it. Yeah, fantastic. Anything else we'd like to put into today's podcast?
No, I think that's kind of about it. I mean, obviously, yes, next week we've got a couple of people coming in,
Yep.
one way or another.
Yep.
Or either it's a couple of fans or it may be got Phil and Sheila. So we're looking forward to having them here because it's always nice that we've got people to come in and talk to us, and especially the ladies' team if they're going on such a great run.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
It's probably about time we also got Colin and Tiff back as well.
Yeah, it is. Although it's difficult because they're not playing games. Although Tiff is here virtually every home game. He's up here. The ladies are back here on the 11th, I think.
Excellent.
Which is the weekend where the first team do not have a game on the 10th. The ladies play here on the Sunday.
On a Sunday. That's probably a 2:00 kickoff.
It will be 2:00, and forgive me, but I'm not sure who they're playing.
That's fine. Well, we saw their games that they have to play last week on the podcast, so just go and check out last week's podcast.
Always check them out.
Or go to the social media channels and have a look through there. All there. All that information's there. So if we're going to wrap it up then, Michael, we'll have to do all that kind of stuff that we do at the end of a podcast.
Yeah, do you think we'll get a backlash from this podcast about mentioning all the things that we shouldn't mention?
No?
He doesn't care.
Well,
He just says whatever he wants, right? And he gets away with it, and nobody says anything.
well, that's because, it's the same thing happens on radio. The only big difference is that on the radio, obviously, it's a broadcasting company, even though it's a charity, but we're ruled by Ofcom. This goes out on YouTube. We're not real by Ofcom. But I would have to say, we don't swear. You know, we're sensible. There's no hate crime.
Nope.
There's no chat of bad things. They are opinions, possibly, but they're no bigger opinions or worse opinions or correct opinions or anything else than anybody else's opinions. If you don't like it, we're not pushing those opinions on people. So yeah, I don't know. It's not like it's not like GBTV, is it?
No. One of the things that I will say,
I'm a bit quick. No.
One of the things that I will say, because I wanted to say something before he goes on and on and on, is that YouTube does have rules. There are certain things. Now, here's something for you. You see so many video creators out there, and there's a thing now where you upload a video and it says, is this suitable for kids or not suitable for kids? Now, here's one thing. If you're running a channel like we do, I always set it up automatically to say it's not suitable for kids. And there's a reason for that. One, it covers you under what they call copper. And don't ask me to go into what all that, but it's against child protection. But it gives you extra things. So you're allowed to put end screens on your videos, and you wouldn't be able to do that before. You know, where you've got to subscribe here in the next video and all that.
All right.
You can't do that unless, you know, and the other thing that we can't do is, even when Chuck does it, I can't do it. When the team comes out and he puts the song on, I have to cut that out of the video.
Oh, I see.
And I have to cut that out of the video. Although the club has the authorization to play it, YouTube's algorithms comes up
And takes it out.
and copyright. And what we don't want is strikes on the YouTube account. We've never had one in the 12 years it's been going, and we don't want to start now.
So if I went, that would be congratulations.
Yeah, it would
Not
be.
the right song, is it?
But you're absolutely right. We don't go down the line of swearing, do we?
No, there's no need.
No.
Because we're smarter, we're bigger, and we're cleverer than needing to resort to potty mouth talking.
I think you can entertain without swearing. I just wait until afterwards. Anyways.
I was about to say we're bog locks there.
Yeah, don't.
Locks on bogs. That's what you need. We've got all the toilets have got them, yeah?
Are they?
Bog locks.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that. It'll come out wrong. Anyways.
Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this nonsense. This chat about football. More chat
about football!
Here on the Corby Town TV page on YouTube. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. And please hit the notification button so you know when we're on air. Michael, shall we say goodnight?
We shall say goodnight. And I know that camera's wonky. And it's wonky because the tripod's not quite right. And we need to get it fixed. Oh. So that will be taken care of. Gaffer tape.
With that in mind,
yep.
we'll say
sorry.
That's fine. Here we go then. We'll say goodnight. Michael!
Good night.